Hello, everyone. It's been a while. Figure I gotta show up every now and then to remind everybody that I'm alive. Um, Showing up in chat while not ever showing your face is a way of life on Twitch for the majority of people. I think showing your face is actually a key part of taking part in this environment. Not to put any pressure on anybody else who doesn't show their face, but operating anonymously gives you a huge horizon, which your audience has to trust that you are using it for their best interest. To tolerate a neighbor who is exploiting you is a mistake. Like to not notice when your neighbor is stealing from your garden, to not notice when your neighbor is angling on your family. You know what I mean? So accountability comes from a sort of submission, really showing up, being willing to. Hey, Salor. Yeah, catch up, dude. If you reach out, I don't have any chats blocked, or if you got blocked, it could have been, I don't know what would have blocked you on Discord. But yeah, no, showing up in this moment in history, really being present to give back and forth and to be subject, right? Because speaking is a responsibility, and really having a position of any sort becomes a responsibility. And when you put weight on that responsibility, that itself is a culture where words have value. And we have got to get back to a point where there's some we're in like sort of a post word moment, not a post truth so much as a post word. We People doubt the truth of the word, and that's reasonable because the word is limited. The word can only define something which is very simple. The word is only a static idea, and reality is a differential equation of constantly shifting energies and emphasis. But yeah, skillful. Yeah, dude, rock on. I mean, I got to keep doing what I'm doing, and I will, you know, spread my ideas as best I can. I think all my platforms have connectivity across them. But my point is the reason why I'm even here is not something where I'm trying to garner donations. It's not something which is really fundamentally, it's so different than why most people jump on this platform, which is why I'm speaking. And I need to be elucidating the differences, uh, casting light on why it is there is a different usage of this technology, what that usage could potentially lead to. Because when we use this technology as a productive resource, we change our expectations. We're not just trying to get some social gratification. We can potentially try to build something material and real, something that gives people faith. You know, not everything has to be a tragedy, not everything has to be a sad story or a challenging, narrative. We can really start to build a hopeful space. And the reason that there's no hope is because that's actually sensible in a world where capitalism makes sure everyone you meet is trying to fuck you. So we've got to change a bunch of things. So, anyways, Salor, uh, going to Discord, and I don't see any message. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't have anybody blocked or any. What is Maybe we have to share servers or something. You can just join the server. Is there a link in the server thing maybe? But I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm old, okay? I'm still just learning Discord. So, I mean, you're on Kick. Get on uh well, shit. Anyways, God bless you, dude. Hang out, I guess. I was gonna play Hades and just relax. But showing up, being present, everybody can contact me at any time. A lot of people want to act like I disappeared from setting one or two or 10 or whatever settings that I surfed through. And then they were like, oh my God, he's not here anymore. I didn't want to come back. So to reach me, if anybody was inspired, whatever it is, it's very easy, right? We're all online, Twitch, Discord. Kick doesn't have messaging, does it? Um, if you can't, yeah, you should be able to work that out. Anyways, Hades. Have you guys played Hades, the game? That's what I was gonna do. And I like the plot line. It's really interesting, the family dynamics and everything. At a moment where Hades has just confided in me that Zeus did not respect Persephone, so Hades is super mad. And this has led to a feud in the house. And but not that I'm even trying to play this for skill. God mode totally on. I'm up to 80% by this point. So like I don't take much damage, of course. Like who in the world is living trying to take damage? So games should be true to life to a certain extent, and I really think the God mode was perfectly executed in this game, and I also think the narrative is nuanced and incredible if you pay attention. Um, but anyways, to be present and to let people see that I'm still alive and my tan and my non-functioning green screen, I had lights that I pulled down. I've had a pitch that Oh man, I tell you what, it should be so much easier to convince people to start creating media. I've made some incremental gains. My nieces and stuff are actually starting to, record and try and begin, stabbing at media, not to publish everything, but to, these things are habit and you should be creating on a regular basis. It's good for you. Okay. And let me say too that on a regular basis, the cycles of socialization that I constantly go through with people because nobody wants to pay attention to what's changing, right? Like it doesn't matter which space I go into. I tell people that AI is going to make what you're doing today different and you've got to change, you've got to evolve. You've got to move past what you're doing right now. And I would love to help you. Ooh, they never want to hear what I have to say. They never want to hear it. And I'm fighting with this person or that person. Some kid gets disrespected, and I just want to shake a young person until they get shaken baby disease and shake them a little bit. But I need to express all those things as I wait around for us to actually build a society where we can manage and moderate. And this is a thing which is not my hobby, not something which I have to personally finance and suffer, but rather, like a schooling, an education, a true rearing moment where we as a society, we foster, we build character. Um, I'm not even saying that I have it. I'm not saying anything beyond. I believe we can do better. And with a decent foundation, which if I can just manage to pull together resources and enough support from the bosses to let us try, right? Maybe we buffer the collapse of American society like just a bit. Is that the right? Just a bit is what I should have done. Just a bit. This, I don't know if that's like a sign now. I'm sorry if I did. That's just a bit. Let's buffer. Let's change the trajectory. Let's create something which buffers and cushions the fall of kids. Okay, because young people, and I'm old now. I'm so old. I can't believe I'm still part of this game, and I can't believe how much the game has degraded. The game is ridiculous. Okay, you have kids like just echoing, like the guy's already in prison, and the kid is like talking like they think it's cool. Like these there's a certain point where the young person really needs a smack awake. Okay, like if you're looking up to a person who's a piece of shit. I'm 18 plus. Anyways, whatever. So we're getting to Hades. Let's not talk too far, anyways. But um, I really all along, it's extremely easy to contact me. Everybody who contacts me gets responses. It's incredible how I can parachute entire communities into very concerned individuals who are each of them too passive aggressive and afraid to even begin to speak. It's really screwy and it's dirty because it shouldn't, this malignment of an individual. I mean, it can happen. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it because it's bad. I'm saying they shouldn't do it because people like me exist and we just feed on it. Like you don't, your stress is your own. And if you are just misunderstanding culture, like you heard a song and you shit your pants, that's okay. Like be a dotard, be inept, be the sort which does that. Don't complain about it. Don't tell anyone you did it. Don't think you deserve something because that's actually who you are. Okay? don't don't play around. There's no reason to, I mean, guys, what's amazing is the things that I saw so many years ago, people who like absolute screwballs who had a couple friends who worked together, gaslighted a person, took advantage of them. And it happened both ways. It happened from groups of women to men, it happened from groups of men to women. They only grouped up because they were losers to start. Right? Like if you believe you're strong, if you hold to the truth, if you try to stick to principle, you don't end up scumming up. You don't end up being pulled into it. And people get pulled into it, and even as that thing marches, people get shunted out. And for those of us who stick with the truth, we just walk beside that and we gather the people who are struggling with a moment. We go there, we actually help them, never asking for anything more than acknowledgement, maybe. But ultimately, the point is get them back on their feet, get them back into the mix, because their harmony is a presence, and if they're not part of the mix is moving away from them. We got to pull everything back to that real structure of the human base. So people are going to play the politics however they want, and here's a cheers to everybody. We drink. Here's a cheers to the people in the struggle who are still fighting. They can show up, they can talk to me anytime. Even tonight, good dudes. Good dudes. The struggle is hard to understand at the highest levels. And the people playing at the highest levels aren't looking to be just questioned like that's a service. Like the service that a person can bring is just random bullshit. If you question me and you drive me to advance with a thoroughly effective question, you are going to be permanently respected if you cause an ounce of growth. But no one has done that for 15 years. People have reminded me of important things. People have been part of my story. But my approach, which is to the problem that we all face as human beings, while the world and the economy steps away from the masses, which we are facing, we are stuck in a true moment where no one is voicing anything resembling what the person at home is struggling with. And because of that, the person gets stressed. And when the person gets stressed, we're feeding them into pharma. Stay away from pharma. Holy fuck. I'm so glad I'm not on any pharma. Anyways, cheers. Because it's real, and to everybody. To everybody who's been a part of it, the people tonight who I talked to, I may even seem disrespectful. But isn't it disrespectful to come at me like I'm sloppy when you see that I'm fucking tight, right? On the ways where there are competition, when we are aside doing that, and I'm not gonna point out that I was very tight on that, but God, you should understand that. Far too often, I have simpletons who I can just rock on the board screaming about how I didn't respect this or that when they didn't respect the idea that I could have stomped them on the board at any fucking moment and that it was a relentless fucking stomp. It was not a minor, edge. It was if I don't slow myself down, it's gonna offend them. And that's why I just got back into the fucking sport. To put it back into language, when on a board with discrete rules, you are demonstrating your ability to recall what's happening, to survey the expanse, right? To understand that every piece matters, that ultimately a thing around the side can actually take you, which is Go is so much better at really bringing to the light. But chess has that too. And I'm happy to play chess with people for a bit, okay? But after a certain amount of matches, when I am just far too dominant, we both know the balance. And there are different levels of skill, but there are also immediate accountability, memory, scale of perspective. There are things which are intrinsic to the board. And when I talk to a person over a little bit amount of time, because honestly, I'm on both sides, because I've been in spaces where people who live their lives practicing chess every day thought that they had some intelligence. No, if you practice it every day, you have routine. Intelligence means you don't have to practice it. Intelligence means you can look at a new system besides chess and actually deliver a meaningful fucking response. If you can't deliver a meaningful response, shut up. Listen. In a game like Hades, we're dealing with mythological characters who are representing true paradigms. And you have in Hades is the dad, you got Zagreus, the son. Zagreus is a upstart And there's rebellious, awesome nature that comes from the young, but it's not sloppy. They can be tight, okay? We don't have to fucking make space for everybody. If because you have a question doesn't mean it's fucking valid. I gotta not yell. Anyways. I've lived in manufacturing, just in my own community, and it should be so easy. Everything that we face in life should be so easy. But we have people who think it's their position to just question for no reason. If you have understanding and you understand a gap, ask the question. That will be welcome. Zagreus is kept in bounds by the seriousness of Olympus, which is legendary, mythical. And I don't have a right to act that way to people around me. I'm not trying to act like I do. I'm not trying to act. I'm just an engineer. I'm just putting ideas forward. Everyone is welcome to precisely question. Don't question as a fucking hobby. Don't question because you think you should, and never, 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 never act like there's more than one truth. Because we don't have anything left to talk about. Know that. There is only one universe. There is only one truth. It may not be measured entirely, but I tell you what, for some reason, what ships from over there comes over here and it's still the same. There are things which last in reality, and there are adults who don't integrate that. That's okay. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But the people who actually develop the brain, there's no reason to just deal with hobby nonsense that refuses to accept a truth. That will never happen. That will never be enticing in any way. If your whole position is there's no truth because that's what you've been sold on, the whole point is I'm the guy who's still carrying on that Sisyphean journey of bringing the fire to the fucking people. Okay? And I'm not interested in pretending physics isn't universal. Okay? Gods, though. I like gods. Cheers. God bless you. God bless us all. Right? If we're going to build something, let's define every bit of it. Let's actually get to a real engineered solution if we can. To that future. God bless everybody on the journey. God, and thank you for the input. Thank you for the patience. And I'm sorry if I'm offensive in the sense that I feel disrespectful to what you're bringing. But if you didn't bring differential equations, if you're not an engineer, what do you honestly think you can bring? You can't bring anything. All you are is sloppy. Okay? Learn the science, then talk. If you can't do the calc, if you can't do differential equations, if the physics is something that you don't think is that important, don't step into the metaphysics. It's silly. And it's a waste of everyone's time. You are not a waste, but dragging a conversation into metaphysics or delusional ideas like this isn't right here. This is a little pocket bellows for fires. It's just a material thing. but this is definitely right here. And I could mail it to somebody. I could, whatever happens to this, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a thing. One truth signified by one thing, which I can make some changes to, but ultimately every single atom in here is measurable, is physically quantifiable. The whole truth is as obvious as holding anything. It's not a fucking conversation to talk about whether or not the truth is coming for all of us. And I'm not entertained playing with people that don't think the truth is coming for them. If you think you're going to dodge it, good luck. I'm trying to meet it. I'm trying to rise to meet it. I'm trying to do something to respond to the times we're in. Right? So if you're not that kind of person, thank you very much. God bless you. Leave me alone, okay? Anyways, and I don't know if I have my game. Ooh, now it'll get it. So anyways, I'm just gonna play some Hades and relax. Give people a chance to show up if anybody cares. I suggest against it. I'm pretty saucy, apparently. Exceeded. Oh yeah, he killed me last time. It's really interesting dynamic though, because they give Hades at first this really nasty character. They kind of humanize it a bit later, at least with affection and compassion for his wife, which do that, guys. My gosh. Oh wait, I should probably update my thing. What? That didn't work, did it? No options. It won't even let me select Hades. Okay, so update separately. What would I like to do? Category. Hades. That's not what I'm worried about anyways. Okay, I think it's there. But yeah, no, it's company matters, guys. And everybody should be respectful of people in their lives. I think that that's such an obvious thing. always will prioritize self-righteous acting. But yeah, this divine dash is what I've learned in Hades. Oh, it's the ultimate. Doobie shooby shooby doo. Haha, I won't be stopped. It's an old game too. I think Hades 2 is out. I just want to go through the plot line, see what they're gonna say. I mean, it's really interesting how like games have developed. I always thought the idea that games had plot lines was really silly. It's like, why do you have to mix the two? Because for me, gaming was always about learning the mechanism, the game. And God mode, because I'm retired, guys. I'm old now. Like, fuck yeah, God mode. You kidding me? Like, what am I doing here? Am I a child? Let's waste our time trying to prove reflexes to freaking children when none of us can compare with the machines that I could program easily. I mean, you all know an aimbot wins. So why are we doing this? Why does anybody care about playing the game? There's an association, an assumption that it demonstrates a character or value. When it doesn't. Real gaming is adaptability in a real sense. Get out of the game, show it. Go to work, show it. Earn money, show it. And it's going to be rigid and robust. It's going to be able to play chess all of a sudden. It's going to be, these struggles are not real struggles. Chess for me was freaking fourth grade. That's not compared to what you run into in business and the world, in politics, in my family. I mean, God. So we can talk and we should share these basic, understandings, but conflating that conversation with the true reality is just a personal failure in the sense that we're limited and God has a story. We are not really gonna describe what matters here, which is fine. But because of that, our questions should be few. They should be precise. Anyways, good dude. People need a space and they need to find in life a purpose. I'm not the kind of person that want to take that away from them at all. Don't want to take away people's values. But when it leads to me just dealing with things, breaks my heart. Attack damage. Why not? Let's go crazy attack damage. Hmm. Epic though. But yeah, so I hope everyone's doing well. You know, I've been kicking around the Twitch space myself, in and out of a couple of scenes. I will try to catch up in a little bit when I'm done to, I think, a few streamers I know who might be on. I'm going on the road. Looking forward to that. Got a few spots to check out. It's going to be a long June. This might be my last stream of June. A couple months I don't even stream. Um, you know, again, this is all here to really help explain things that are difficult, like really difficult. There's no easy way for us to move beyond these things. That's we shouldn't even want to. The journey of moving beyond it is really where growth happens. This spread's pretty intense. So yeah, apparently this Discord name is just a bot. Kick is really good for trash. That's a fact. Yeah, my green screen is back there. I don't even have the backlighting set up at all. It's just there to create a baffle. How much production do I have to put into this shit? Somebody cares, we'll spend some money on it, right? Not that a lot of people don't hate. Vitality. But probably deserve it. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. Something about attack. Come on. Yeah. No, wait, that will, I think that will, I believe that will actually screw me up. Like, I want, yuck. Whatevers. Hmm. Got it. Ooh, that hurt. I dove right into her little spear thing. So I've got one respawn Last time I lost to Hades. This Guan Yu spear slows it down. And I really don't have to even have the levels of whatever that is that make it more difficult. Because that's where the second fairy showed up here. I wasn't even forced to respawn. God mode at 80% reduction. I'm cheating. Of course. I'm grown. You guys, going to war and trying to keep everything square is stupid. Like when you look at your soldiers at your camp and you say to them, let's lose as many of you as possible while we figure out how to get our goal done, right? Like, how does that land? It makes no sense. Real, when you're actually like dealing with people who care about anybody and you put them in a conflict situation, you're losing people, and that's the worst thing that can happen. Oh, I think I could have got the speedy strike. When did I get this? I gotta pay attention. No, I don't. But yeah, I've never pretended to be like the most sociable person. I'm an engineer. Like, it blows my mind how many times I have to remind people, just because I'm beautiful doesn't mean that I'm a princess, okay? And I deserve to be treated like a princess, but at the same time, I might be smarter than your dad. I might be telling your dad what the fuck is going on. Your dad might be wishing he had my fucking advice. His retirement would be that much fucking healthier. And I'll keep that to myself. Anyways, gotta love a dad. No, you don't. But hopefully the man's been good enough to deserve some love. That is part of the deal. And it's not about making everyone happy. It's protecting. It's truly caring to a point to where you're sacrificing your peace in the moment to make sure that all around understands the importance of such a small being. Eagle comes into land, and for some reason, this protected bird is tackled and broken. That's what it is. But Eagle came at my knees, said, dead bird, right there. And I'm not even worried. I'm not personally like the consequences there. It's even going to jail, wherever you go in life, stand tall, right? And if you can manage to stand tall, you're gonna be fine. That we don't give young people the space to hold any ground. It's a manipulative strategy because you're born in your parents' house and you don't have your own space until you're gone from there. And respect your parents, and they're just trying to keep their head above water. They've been paying bills. They've been struggling, You can't align that with truth. My parents gave me a house, but they should have given some other things as well. And It's not ungrateful to say that the next generation is going to get a better deal than I got. I like the idea here where it's like people are helping you, showing up with support. It feels, and around family. For me, it feels just like extremely wholesome. But yeah, new game. Hooray. Play a game. More burnt time. I'd much rather be working with a team to feed children and educate them, stimulate in the sense of driving them to learn, putting equipment in their life that actually, their kid is just hanging out, and instead of it being a classroom, let's make the space where the young person is demonstrated like they're learning physical, they're living on Bill Nye the Science Guy's set. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's a dream from my youth. Beekman's World. Was it Beekman was the Nickelodeon dude, but I wasn't the Nickelodeon clown sort. I wasn't the Nickelodeon crowd. Um, and really in marketing in the 90s, you guys got to realize I was born 82, and the 90s I'm in my teens. So Nickelodeon's there, I'm going to school, everybody knows Nickelodeon, have conversation every time about Nickelodeon. I'm sure young people deal with this now with like the you know the loser creators that have giant followings. My nieces and nephews, God, if I could figure out a way to like shock them away from these losers, like these clowns, these absolute clowns who themselves in a real space would just get this, they would just get smacked around. Like they have nothing going for them. It's like a little whiny loser with no talent suddenly has like a crowd of 100,000 viewers. Go hang out with Hollywood, right? I mean, and the thing is like that development, it's like they celebrate the idea that they've failed that hard. Listen, 100,000 losers can be losers and decide to respect a loser, but to everyone else, because 100,000 is not 7 billion. To everyone else, we're looking at them. And if it's online, we all get to see you forever. And if you're just some feeble, fair weather friend, some loser with no knowledge, no fucking determination to become more than what you are, you're on camera. You might think that you can pick an anonymous profile and talk on Twitch. You might think that you can escape data. But you're walking past billboards that are taking your picture. You are being amassed a data. There's database being amassed on you if you go to any city. If you get online, we are being documented. And if you are just scummy, if you are just gray matter, if you are just awkward, you're a human. You know that? Do you know that it's okay? Do you know that you can be just a sloppy mess? Do you know that sometimes this is the thing, people call me sloppy sometimes. I'm fucking drunk and high, and I am stumbling through their space, and they're like, that move right there, that 17th move of 650 was a little bit off. And I go, oh my gosh, you're right. And you actually called me out, and high five. High five. I love you. I love that guy. I'm not trying to tell you I'm great. I'm trying to find out how great I am. And so long as I find opposition, which is what I have surpassed, so long as even the young bring no new levels of challenge, they're not even formulating a future. Nowadays they're entirely reliant on projected emotions. And if their projected emotion is not received, oh, young man, oh, young boy, not young man yet, okay? Young boy, you better learn your feelings are your own creation, and you better get control of it if you want to hang out with men ever, 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 because you don't bring feelings to me. You don't bring. I was literally sitting in a bar, and this is the thing. I live in a world where I'm trying to dumb myself down, and I tell people I feel this way. And I tried to say that to a guy who is wealthy the other day, and he said, "Don't bring feelings into business." I was being kind talking to him because I'm also making space for children who don't understand anything about business and surely never dealt with a multi-million-dollar balance sheet. Is that something to lord over anyone about? It's not me. It's people that I manage to run into because I keep tight. I keep very tight. If you're talking to me and I'm talking to the most secretive individual, I'm the problem. You realize that I'm the leak, potentially. I speak transparently and I live transparently. I don't think that any of these sideways games are going to survive data. Whatever you're doing, it's going to be sniffed out by a person like me, okay? Because we're not wasting time, we're not spinning wheels, we're not on a hamster wheel at all. It's been too long. And God, if I can't build that future. I live a life where I'm humbly begging a lot of people to help me to build that. There are two sides to the bridge. On one side is the people struggling. On one side is the establishment. I am the diplomat. I'm the bridge itself. You guys have your diplomatic immunity when one side goes to the other. I am the bridge itself. Potentially. But I've got to then create a diffusion between us. Do you understand that you're not supposed to understand even the bridge? That you have access to resources because you don't molest the bridge to your shit village? What are you bringing? You guys are not bringing anything but needs. But you did this, then that, now you're here, now you need some help. Okay? Is anyone looking to build anything? Is anyone ready to contribute? It's not happening. So if we're going to break out of Hades, you guys, it's this easy. It's so easy. And that I have to say it is upsetting. And that even as the designer, I have to be your fucking figurehead is offensive. You don't get to question me when I'm your figurehead, your designer, your boss, your engineer, everything about what is going to actually give you a future. I just want to be left alone. I just don't want to deal with them. Understand that about me, and really, people get deeper into my life, you will fully comprehend how much nonsense I have had to deal with and how reactive I am is for a very real reason. How much I care for the people I care for is not debatable. And it's something that once I care, I break things to care. I pull down the walls because I care, showing that I care, demonstrating true care. Not that deserves any sort of recompense. It's only stating the pure fact that I care. Modernity strips this away from us. You are not allowed to care if it doesn't pay off. But I care. This is my power. I still care. Silly, right? But trust, spread across, grassroots, still caring is all we need. It's all we ever had to fight for. And nobody is even trying to fight for anything. They're just fighting for themselves. And they think they're strong. They're trying to show how strong they are, fighting for themselves. But you will always, you will always end up fighting by yourself when you fight for yourself. I am by myself fighting for everyone. I am building something which gives from me. When it's built, anyways. But that's my promise. That's my fucking oath. Not that anyone cares. Not that this world would even worry that its position is untrue. It doesn't believe in truth. As I break free. Ooh. I hope they all understand. That I'm ready for their antagonism. All I promise is they will pay for every ounce of lost progress in tons. Same as it has always been. And didn't we crush that network? Hasn't it been the case? They won't ever talk about it. It's way too hidden. Oh my gosh. Don't play. Ooh, party continues. Um, Alt tab. Wait. Yeah, that's fine. And turn at my. With far more relaxed. Let's get that life so we don't get punked like last time. 80s, come on. Hmm. But yeah, so streaming is a relatively new medium, and I think a lot of streamers, a lot of young people that I know that have been doing this, the future here is shaky, right? They know that. I don't have to be the one to deliver anybody about this. I mean, I'm not the newsbreaker on the AI video creation, etc. I talked about it before it came, and I don't celebrate its arrival. I was only warning everybody that it was coming and telling them that, we've got to look more lovely. Ooh, nice. Yeah. With 80% damage reduction, right? Like, realize how terrible I am at this game. I'm just, uh, I'm just playing through it. Hiya! But yeah, no, I mean, It's the same story I've been saying since I came into this space. It's the same story we're all gonna live with for the rest of our lives. And yeah. And that's pretty cool. Like having a story as a basis. We're gonna we're gonna make something new, right? But we've got to master the fundamentals. We can't be failing at this, you guys. There's kids waiting on us. How I feel, anyways. But yeah, personally, that's a very close helicopter. Okay. It's a world of drones, I guess. I'm gonna keep one ear outside of the thing because that was a very close helicopter. They're probably coming for me because I'm too cool. Or because I talk too much smack. I will be an American until the day I am dead. We support free speech. Anyone who doesn't, just tell me they're not much of an American. Oh, we've got reasons. They've all got lots of reasons. I'm tired of it. I'd sure like to get out of the game, though, guys. I'm really tired. I'm an old man now. Gotta respect the game, though. There's in old songs they talked about it, and there was old heads, as they called it. There was a gentlemanly old head, my dad. Gentlemanly state of business. Disappeared suddenly. Early 2000s. It's fun living around money when you don't have any. Hmm. But yeah, things like the bot that hit me when I started, Solor, on Kick, no comments. Just needs a Discord channel opened. It's like you can talk to me on right now. But What are kids gonna do? What are people trying to survive gonna do in these moments? For this to be allowed to happen, where we have children coming into a space where they're trying to draw an audience, and we allow any rancid criminal to be an audience member, I'm not saying we should knock anyone out. I should have got the... Anyways, prophecies, what I usually aim for. At least, because they don't always show up. Anymore? Oh, my fam. Guys, I miss my fam in a way. You don't know. I don't tell anybody these things. Anybody but a couple. Few. Good ones. We're supposed to be able to work together, but we got to have a common end. We've got to have a common end. While theirs is a holiday, mine is a lifestyle. I'm best served, and they're best served. We're all best served by me finding a space to go build that, which I do very shortly, you guys. I'm getting out of here. Gonna go speak to the Dutch. Who are at least industrious. Anybody's welcome, but you can't buy my respect. No one does. %80 damage reduction is perhaps a little OP. Who cares? Honestly, it's not as much as it really works, because once you're like veteran, you start bouncing back to junior levels to help people, right? To protect innocence, never to gain glory. There's no glory doing this. Never to gain glory doing this. There's no glory doing this. There is fostering. There is at least protecting a young life that you hope will respect that, but they don't have to. Their freedom is the goal. When you really embrace the idea of letting go, it's a Zen thing. It was surprising to me when it first happened. Not that it's perfect or necessarily correct. Just to explain why I give them so much. Why I, in spite of being a better entertainer, give a entertainer some support and amplify their entertainment, because my own is not as much as us together, is it? And I would be in their pocket, but once that you're in their pocket, they don't respect you anymore. And not to say this about my buddy, but no, he's a different world. His thing is his thing, and I respect, and oh God, I appreciate it. It's an inspiration watching young people live out their inspiration. Their inspiration, Nobody, nobody gave it to him. Young man took it. Not only did young man take it, guy literally got dogpiled. Still tried. Still got nothing. Sounds like me. Sounds like what I've dealt with. I think that's going to be a good dude to know later. I think that's the kind of guy. That's the real contact. And it isn't being good at chess. That contact is not better than me at chess. Thing is, he's not trying to pose any better than me at chess. He's not trying to be anything but truly himself that I've seen. And I'm sure he'll slip. I'm sure he'll break all the things, but we celebrate him. Celebrate this young person living, you know. And there's more coming. Yeah, so I think the real point is with uh, Athena's dash. Oh, there was 3 damage. But as long as I keep dashing regularly, like it's very rare that I even get hit. So even without the, it would just be more hectic, right? Like a top-down game is a game. I mean, first-person shooters are where you should be, everybody. Period. Smite fucked my ELO. Like, I don't know why Smite made the game trash for me every time. Like, whenever there is a absolute loser, they're on my team. And they sabotage my team. That's, maybe it's because that's the only way I get losses. Once we hold the line, I'm such a good front line. So once once the tower, once people fall back to the tower and we group up and we fight as a team, we win every time. So I think I've just dominated Smite into a corner, and now I don't get any good games because they keep giving me shit teammates who don't know how to do anything but feed. So you've got like a clown running ahead, and I try to keep going back into the game, hoping that my ELO has load down enough when I let it go for a while. But I guess this is what it's always been for me. Young people. Some people spend their whole lives trying to get better at a game. Some people spend a few weeks and get amazing at a game, and then everyone else treats them like shit. Don't be those people. Find the gamers that are talented and bring them onto your team so that you have a strong team, so that you don't just get smacked around, so that you don't have a boss that's like a clown, okay? Because we know what a clown looks like. We build things, we actually get paid, we make change. That is not that rare. How does Anderson? Oh, I only had 44 left. And we'll get to the point where we can sticks buy some stuff. But at least now I'm not going to get knocked out like I don't know what I'm doing. Because that was silly. And it hurt my feelings. Because I got to get to 3 challenge and 5 and 10, 25. Nine below. Well, just, I don't even have to look at the game. I'm just pressing back and forth, hitting the mouse and that's enough. The game shouldn't allow itself to be breaking down to this level. But I guess God mode makes it that. But point is, 5 damage so far. Um, it would be 5 times as much. Let's see what we get. We'll just take the full balance there. They keep hitting me. Not that I'm paying attention to the match, but point is down to 140, and he's dead. So at 5 times, this is 67. 5 times that, 300. Yeah, I'd be dead. When you could get like some coordination, play a top-down game, whatever. I'm here for the narrative. But yeah, it's not that I try to be such a prick. It's kind of just who I am. After the life that I've lived, after the betrayals that I've experienced, which there's been a few, I don't resent them. I pity them. The people who can't keep their word are weak of more than just spirit. I just count my blessings that I'm not weak of spirit. Only spirit. Because to the real, we're just working to be that better answer. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, but seriously, the plot writing in the story is pretty interesting. The God development, I'm hooked. Damn, we'll take it. Yeah, learning to work around the poison. Ooh, jeez. I should get the blood in case I die. Because I'm not that good at this game. Anyways, yeah. Um, and in production, you know, and I've done my best to try to pull some things together. Everyone that I've talked to about projects is too busy, I guess, has not responded. And they responded in like affirmative at least at first, but what we need is more, I guess. To actually make a difference, right? Let's actually figure out how to feed and house people. Promotions could work in a functioning economy, but as our economy shifts, you know, all that becomes much more questionable. Like, are we going to really be able to support that? Just not killed by that guy. Come on. Poison's ridiculous in these small things if you can't kill him quick. People are like, why don't you wait? I mean, he seemed okay. It's like, no, your loser friend never seemed okay. And we were all very concerned about him when he showed up. Maybe not everybody. Not his friends. Who cares? Thank you. These shit rats. Not my friends. No. Oh, let's see if they can damage me now. They really struggle with that in general. Let's get this, then we'll, well, no, I gotta get the, I still have to find the Seder sack. Oh, I missed one. Ew. They'd be like, oh, the rat was nice to you. Why didn't you give them more money? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not about handing out money. That's not what I'm here for. What do you mean? And wait. someone cares about me, so I owe them money. Someone knows my name now, so I owe them money. You're kidding, right? Mm, the puppers are all mine. Remember that. I've got to beat him this time. Oh, hi. There's a fishing spot right there. I played my dad in chess, but I was better than him in high school. And I never told him until I was near 40 because I was afraid to let him know. Afraid of the truth of it, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. When I told him, it was like I was talking to a high school friend. He doubted me. I showed it to him ruthlessly. I played and played, and to his level, I'm absolutely above. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm derivative of my dad. My chess game itself is derivative of my dad. There's no way I play the way that I do without a life of you know, looking up to that at least, regardless of what it was. I can click buttons, clickety clickety click, clickety mouse, clickety click 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 click, flash, little mouse back and forth, little dance, little escape it all, little burn. Oh, 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 oh. We're not even past the first bit of Hades though, so we better not mess around too much. Am I missing them? Ha ha! You are toast. Hiya. Truly. This is so representative of my life. God. A place I can't leave. Me. I know. Oh no. Mm. Death is one thing I have yet to meet. Threats since childhood. Since fucking childhood. You have no idea what I've dealt with. Not my own death, but people like, I'll do it myself. It's really hard when people start weaponizing that against you when you're like 8 years old. She wants to become a farmer, livestock farmer, maybe. But yeah, I want to get on these streaming spaces and be. The point is, everybody that I talk to should have the ability to throw darts at me, right? Um, if what I'm saying is off base, I want to know. I'm not someone trying to sneak past the truth. And when I'm being a stick in the mud, I hope everybody realizes that I care about it. Like I care about it like I care about my nieces and nephews, like the people, young next generation, that we've got to turn the world around. So many people just diminish us offhand. And in Western bankrupt nonsense culture, it's like very easy to seek what's cool when it has a crowd. Um, I tend to seek out spaces with people who help others, who I don't like the large crowds even. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. This like don't be if you're on a streaming space, there shouldn't be more than 100 people in chat. If there's 100 people viewing, you'll have like 10 people in chat. That's where you should talk. That's where you can actually get some back and forth and you can interact with the streamer. Don't waste your time with a giant streamer. Is my opinion to young. I'm not, guys. I'm grown. I already have had world experience. I've traveled, and traveled. You don't have to go that far. You can find every every single expression of the pedal of the forms comes from every single place where any of it is present. You don't have to go anywhere. Your village, not your village, your city has it because it's not a village. Your village will become one of those petals. Maybe will become, and inside the village, you might develop a flower of your own. Okay, that's the next stage, is the flower inside the village. But we are currently in the flower outside the village and antagonized, demeaned, violently, you know, pushed into shape flower. It doesn't need to be that way, and it shouldn't be that way. I'm an hour and 42 minutes in, 1 a.m. on a Sunday. I'm gonna go a little bit. I'll do one more match for our chilling. Yeah, funny part. People act like I'm supposed to entertain them when it's like, you guys have ruined my life all along. So perhaps you don't deserve entertainment. When once. Oh, not new to me. Not gonna stop us. Ego. Balance of the yin and the yang is actually very key. It's very key. You have to understand the yang or you cannot protect the yin. That's just how it works. You're not a protector if you are afraid of the yang. You are not, and you never will be. You've got to dive in. You've got to surrender to the flow that takes from all of us and redistributes. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like this one. That's gonna be cakewalk. Oh no, Athena. I didn't change that. Whoa. Having problems. Oh no. I should have done that. Whoa. Whoa. It's been a long day. No attacks. It's like strange because sometimes, like even right now, gain life through that. So like minus 80% damage. Yeah, that's what I want there. Wait till this happens. Mm. Oh, yuck. I've got like multiple chaos boons. All I've got left is special. It's enough. Get over here. I've got something special for you from Hades. Kind of like real life, only usually what I have to show people is just the worst news. I'm sorry, your company's dead. Sorry, we didn't perform well enough. I'm sorry. Papa said no. So I got a tax back, I think. Yeah. Got crazy damage. It's time to start putting that on some people, you know what I mean? They shouldn't have talked back. Well, Doom versus her thing, I guess. Only three of them. Welcome to hell. Ow. Power. Yeah, ultimately it's all good. But deflecting dash is OP. Now wash away our mistakes, you guys. Let's wash away the past. Let's wash away the failures. You know, these fucking people fucking excusing what's happened. The rape of the planet, the destruction of the future, the mortgaging of young people's lives, the destruction of several generations now. You have to be ridiculous to not understand the horrific crimes against the young. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. That's really what I feel. We want to ask them to act right. Why would they act right? No, I disrespect a young person who sucks up like a coward, like a yellow fucking wannabe piece of shit, just begging, just primming, just showing up at the fucking salon. Not my guy. Not mine. God bless him. Another human being. He'll have his people. I will have mine. You understand that. If you don't, nothing will ever happen. We're not going to be the same. He said that when he showed up. If you didn't listen, perhaps you have no idea what's happening. You want me to show up there? There will be conflict. You don't bring losers to the table. You don't bring hesitant clowns like they care to make the connection. What am I supposed to react to beyond the apathy? I may not help anyone. I haven't helped anyone yet, really. My goal is to build a different world where we don't actually have these small ego dynamics even taking part, where men and women are making choices based on a truly free perspective, which is empowered. They're not trying to survive. They're actually wondering if they want Wendy's or McDonald's. They live a life of choice, of freedom. I'm an American. We were promised this. Only I got it because my peers were so dumb. Like, my peers are comically stupid. The kids I grew up with, like they're really just fuck ups in every way I can imagine. Even their success doesn't even register on my scale. Like, they spend entire years building up to do something that I would do like as easily as I would fart. And I've got to talk to a man who's going to show me what he was allowed to enjoy in his life because he's so broke because he had a kid. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm so mad at you guys because you're not. Oh, it's going to show up here, isn't it? Who cares? But yeah, you know, to the internet, you guys, every thought I've ever had, I've already written into social media 20 times. 20 times. It's been fed to AI, and I believe that the AI will give you everything that I ever could very shortly. You don't have to think. You've just got to listen to intelligence. You've just got to listen to intelligence. You guys, it's not a big deal. It's not even a struggle if you pay attention. Yeah, the dash is broken in this game, just in basic. So I don't know if it's really Athena who's actually making that change with the deflect, but I bet it's Mercury with the additional dashes that actually generates a huge difference. Oh wait. Differences matter. Um, this is all good. Let me go into here though, just to make sure. That's angelic. Alice. My women that good good hearts. I'm almost scared to call them that, to bring them to, but truly, I appreciate both of them as women. They're they're good people, and you know, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'll to them later. I mean, I hope they're having a good time in their stream, and I'd actually rather be in the chat for them. Honest to God, I mean, who's watching me anyways? And would I expect a man to, or people who call shot callers to want to even view me? I mean, maybe at some point people realize how much damage I'm about to do, and they start to try to research it, and they only find the truth. They only find exactly what I promised from day one. Things that I've lost to this, you know, life are things that I was always willing to spend. Understand that I am not half stepping. Ah, I want attack speed. I don't meet people who ever push the ideas that I push into my community. So take it. No one's ever expressed any concern for my well-being except for a few women. Make that clear. All my family, all Western society are bankrupt bullshit piece of shit society in America. And all of Europe, our bankrupt piece of shit worthless society will take and take and take from you. It will tell you what you need to do, but it will never give you anything if you don't violently respond Now you accept your poverty of being. Hey, Beffas, I am Pan Friar. I'm also Be Nice. Be Nice came first. Be Nice told everyone to be nice. Pan Friar said, you can be nice or you can be pan fried. You can pretend that you deserve the moments that we spent with you, but if you are daring ever, oh, so Beffas, B-Fuzz, Beffuzz, what is it? I mean, yeah, that's who I am, is Panfire. Befoots. Rock on, Befoots. Welcome. You're welcome to hang out. The game has different layers of finishing, which is a really good design for a game. Like it lets you run through finishing, quote unquote, like escaping the underworld. Excuse me. I'm at a point where yeah, no, I've broken free. I'm well built into it, and I'm also on God mode. I mean, I'm not trying to like be Hades pro gamer. I really don't care. But I mean, as far as like for me, as I was saying, the actual narrative of the game is pretty interesting in this game. As I've worked through it, I've only showed up on the streaming. I've only showed up like the last parts of the game. I'm not a regular streamer. I don't think that streamers need to submit to that level of like exposure. Young people do not realize how exposed they are with streaming. Really, it's something that God, I wish I could help them because they're like doing 48-hour streams. I'm a little bit hiccuping right now, but yeah, no, the kids like right now you can't hear the game. Hold on, let me escape. You're not hearing desktop audio? Is that okay? You can't hear the game because there's a lot of noise for the game, and it should be in the desktop audio, which is on. So if I go back to the game, Alt Tab. I wish I could move it out of here. You don't hear the game, and it's perfectly covering up. So I'm gonna make a. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add audio. Can I do that? Wait, I can move it here. I'm just managing my OBS real quick. Excuse me, excuse me. Sources. Um, There it is. Now, I just, no, I can't do that any smaller. Can I move USB mic on top of, no, this is all. Here we go. All right, but Fuzz, now it's on top of you. And go into the game. You're right. No desktop audio is passing through. That's weird. Why is it not picking up my desktop audio? Thank you for alerting me, buddy. Wait, there you go. Nah, I think you'll hear it. There it is. You hear it now? Wait, so chat. Thank you. I appreciate you, Bifuzz. Wait. Bufoots. Bufoots. Is that correct? Bufoots. Give me a affirmative, and I will try to stick to it. Welcome. The volume is way too high. Now, pleasure to meet you, Bufoots. Welcome to the space. Yeah, Pan Fryer. Do you know Pan the God? Because the name itself is supposed to reference the god Pan, which people said was dead a long time ago. But Pan doesn't. Pan is not alive, and Pan will never die. You're German, though, right? You're German. So you just said Pan. You don't know who Pan is? Pan is very fundamental. Pan is a Greek god. Pan is well, he's an expression of the harmony of nature. You doubt that Germans should know about Pan? Pan is it's a Celtic god, I think, and many other religions actually went back to Pan. Pan is multicultural around Europe, and you know, pantheism. Pan the word is rooted in Pan, the god. Panic is rooted in Pan the god. That most actually universal approaches to everything, panopticon, Pan, love Pan. You can doubt it, but if you look at language, like look at our language, look in the dictionary, you can doubt Pan, but you cannot escape Pan. That's a fool's errand, okay? I'm not Pan. I am a person who believes that Pan represents the real, Pan the god represents the real struggle of our time. Yeah, oh yeah, it's a Greek god. He's a satyr. He spent his time in the forest having wild sex with nymphs. He He was just unruly. He is the definition of what the Empire hates. Because in the Empire will always develop Pan. The Empire will always build a Pan. And Pan is there to actually correct the Empire. He's there. Pan develops as a response to Empire. He reminds Empire that Empire is built of nature. That we have to respect nature. And I'm not Pan Friar is my name, and I wish that I was an avatar of Pan, but no, I personally like, and whatever, you're welcome to your interpretation. Please, I'm not trying to tell you what these are, just ideas that I advocate in this sphere. But yeah, no, Pan. It was dual-sided on my part because Pan, the real god, I fry entire cities. I fry camps. I have burned dozens of them. I fry them in that they try to change me. They focus on me. I'm as Pan, as the real essence of Pan, the Pan Piper. Okay. All I do is create a draw. That draw is very natural, it's very beautiful, it's very human. And if you allow a bad presence to be around it, it will corrupt it. I don't fry gods. I fry people. People who are trying to be gods. People who are trying to step out of their fucking lane. Mr. Be Nice was a warning. Oh, I truly am. I'm in the pan. No, no, you think that I can be this without actually owning it? No. Sacrificial lamb. Biffos. Do you know what it is? Do you believe in Ragnarok? Do you understand what's happening at all? I'm not frying anybody, but I'm frying everyone. I'm just escaping. I'm just disavowing where I came from. So keep your ideas of what sounds like what. We're all on the internet, and it's all right. I don't know about Plants vs. Zombies or about Sigma gurus. You probably caught a bunch of fakers, and now you are the damaged one. You project that game, those gurus. You're from Germany? You make a game of it. But are you a gamer? Can you play chess yet? Are you anything? Do you know physics? Differential equations? Are you on calculus? Or are you just a bitch? You will heal when you get educated. If you can't do calculus yet, if you are a stupid bitch who has no idea what differential equations are, stop trying to be smart. Stop acting like a man because you're not one yet. Oh, it's rough. This knowledge is on YouTube. It's right in front of you. So don't ask me to teach you. Go to YouTube. You don't deserve a person's attention when what you ask for is literally available on YouTube. So if you're not an engineer yet, get to work. If you don't even have differential equations, stop acting like you're a man. Sure, you're from Italy, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Are you still stupid? It's it's a joke, man. It's talking. This space, I'm a guy on the internet. You're looking at a screen. You are looking at a screen right now. So talking to you in a no, it's a challenge. Yes. You asked me how do you heal? I'm answering what you said. Italy, do you know what Italy's going through? Do you have any idea? Befis. The EU is changing. The world is changing right now. Loitering munitions. Have you been watching the war? Have you been watching what's changing in international exchange, global supply chain? Have you been even paying attention? I don't think anyone is. So please understand that I'm asking these questions. What about your supply chain? What happened to your supply chain recently? Do you understand what's happening? Do you know that drones are destroying the global economy right now? Loitering munitions are destroying the entire global economy. Our exchange across huge distances is about to stop because literally the Houthis are just they're able to dominate their little space, and that's about to become true across every geographic sector of the entire world. We're about to have all you need is a Boy Scout. One Boy Scout, and suddenly you have like a $50 blow up a $60 billion shipping container drone shipping situation. Very shortly, these AIs will be able to put a drone right into the fucking that whole ship, which would have been a target. Now suddenly it's coming straight into the motherfucking boss. Okay? You have got to understand the technology that's coming to play today. You have got to pay attention, buddy. So it's respectful conversation when I'm saying to you that you have got to pay attention to technology. You've got to pay attention to the reality that metal that was shipping from across the ocean is suddenly being bombarded by drones, by DJI drones, which are armed with explosives, which are able to find the literal 6, 10, 15 people on a $20 billion ship. Okay? When you suddenly make it a moment that I can take a DJI drone and I can fucking identify and burn your 10 people running your ship, and I can burn your ship, okay? These things, hey, Italy, hey, you're Italian, I'm Sicilian. It means nothing, but what they said, that root means nothing. Ultimately, when you are face to face with a drone, right? man, we don't have to be, we're not the authors of the future, right? Bethis, we are not making this thing happen, but we are suffering it. And our world is changing because our global supply chain is about to reverse on us. You think things are expensive now? Things are about to become unavailable. Man, I'm speaking because I care about everyone. We shouldn't be making this happen. We should be communicating. We should be actually engaging and changing the trajectory of all this. We're heading towards war. The horsemen are loose. Okay, we really have war. We have people starving. We have imposed starvation on gigantic amounts of people. And if the icebergs slip into the ocean, we are about to face all that at home. I stream because I'm a very serious individual and I really care for my young family and I want them to have a future. I appreciate you being here, Bethis, in this conversation. But really, oh, they're all going to be annoyed. That's not going to stop me. That doesn't even slow me down. That they're annoyed. I start to think they might actually do something for themselves. Do you realize when you're fighting the fight that nobody else even cares about, annoyance is better than what? Negligence. And I've left my whole life in my own family, I have been stuck in negligence. If I'm actually annoying something, you don't understand. The abuse that I come from, annoying something, that's a step up. You gonna bitch at me? You gonna start to fight? Artemis, the god itself, the god of the hunt. I'm on the hunt. Artemis is with me. So people will be annoyed. Clowns, losers, fuck ups are all around me all the fucking time. A generational, a society of absolute fuck ups who are just begging for an excuse for how stressed they are when they can't do a goddamn thing to save themselves. There is no greater failure of a life than to be found unable to save your own self. And I'm nowhere near that. Which creates incredible drama around me. Gods, all the gods, not just Artemis, all the gods are annoyed around me. Do you know that? I know that. Yeah. Yes, they're all mad around me. Because I'm a human being. I'm free. And I'm going to stay free. And while I'm staying free, gods are going to try to push things this way or that way. Until I give it to them, they have nothing. And yeah, buddy, I will yap. Not just that. Okay, I'm back to Hades then. Sorry, the conversation, everything. I thought it was good and every. I was enjoying the talk.
Reached you first, did she?
It's all good. Take care of yourself, buddy. You got to run. I understand. Whatever you got to see. This game, to me personally, you know, I have nieces and I have nephews. Don't worry about it. You asked me a real question, I got a real answer. And no problems. Half would be a good proportion. If you can repeat half of it, I'll believe you. And Hades, uh, I like the gun. I like the never being touched option. But I mean, the game is ultimately in this space. It's very, you know, I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was younger, and I created the whole game. And I appreciate in this game how they're pulling me through a narrative with the different gods interactions, with the Hades Zagreus limitation, right? Where they the game is actually this game is supremely well written. It's been impressive to me. Um, and I'm only on Hades 1. I haven't gone to Hades 2 because I wanna play this whole story before I go to Hades 2. That's respect, right? Truly, that's respect. The game is well designed, and I love it in that it was. The fists are great. Really, every weapon has its own value. The fists are so fast. I can usually, and especially with the right build, it all depends on your build. With the right build, with fists, the point is I'm hitting them so much, they're not doing anything. Like, so long as you're busting people up, the fists, and personally for me in real life, I'd say it was the fists. But um, in the game, they're all. And right now, I've got it set to several like cheesy modes. It's automatically targeting for me, which is super cheesy. I don't think that's like the hardest mode at all. Um, like all I'm doing with my mouse is pressing the mouse button to attack, and it's targeting. So, no, well, the point is, and I'm sure, and I appreciate that a younger person would, develop a different level of skill, and that's but in a game which they can come off this game, play me in chess, right, or whatever other game I ever played in my life. I'm old. I'm in my 40s, so yes, no, enjoying it and all that. Truly, no, it's just the social aspect, which ultimately, like, and among gamers, among real gamers, the social aspect is constant. Like, you can, if you beat me in if you beat me in a true game, I'm gonna remember it. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna resent it, and I'm gonna practice until I can beat you the true game. That hasn't happened to me for decades. Like, I really haven't had anybody who showed any actual gaming capacity show up for so many years that now I don't think that that means I'm better. I wish I had more impetus to become better. And I am personally am so like, oh well, competitive. Oh, I don't compete because I win too much. I was a competitive guy. I became a winner guy. I graduated to a maybe it's not smart to win guy in elementary school. I am believe Bevis. Okay. I'm the most competitive person you will ever meet. I am the most A-type, serious person you'll ever meet. But I believe that I'm only one mind and that my greater purpose is to foster more minds like mine. I compete and people are encouraged to compete with me, but like the hustler, I don't lose. I can't lose. I'm not playing a game. I could ever lose. Like the hustler, right? We're building gamers. We're actually developing gaming as a culture. Gaming is meant to sit a meta level above existing gaming, right? Existing can step up into gaming to a certain extent, right? Make sense? I'm I'm someone who believes in fighting. I'm competitive, but that's okay. Well, if you have a different, I'd love to see your proposal. But I don't believe infighting is beneficial. And actually, that's the thing is that the problem is I'm the juggernaut in infighting. And I tell you from the juggernaut position, that's not how infighting works. You destroy your own children. They're literally rampantly destroying their own children and feeding them to drugs right now. Do you not understand that the prescription rates in Western society, the criminal act being done to young people with this rampant pushing drugs on them? Like if it was a downtown street gang with cocaine, we'd say stop. But so long as it's a fucking shrink with Adderall, we say go ahead. It is how it works. It is exactly how it works. It's what we're doing to kids now. It's why we're fucking them up. These worthless parents, these piece of shit parents that let their kids be poisoned. This is America. Piece of shit parents let their kids be poisoned. They don't even fucking argue with these worthless. Do you understand how lacking the education for a psychiatrist is now? Like, you can be absolutely retarded and still be a psychiatrist and still prescribe drugs to children. I haven't met a non-retarded psychiatrist. Like, who the fuck goes psych when they're not retarded? So we're letting retards dominate children, poison them with drugs, with mind-affecting drugs today. It happened to my sister. It happened to my little sister. It happened to my older brother. It still happens today. I'm 40. I'm turning 42 this year. It's constant. This awful, ridiculous fucking drug industry that these wannabe fucking advisors called shrinks ever pretended that they deserve the right to poison so many kids. I hope that one day we pull these AIs and we find every one of them. I hope we find every one of them and these kids get their due justice. Because these are not doctors. These are not even adults. These people deserve justice for the lives they destroyed with their ridiculous fucking science, their clownish approach. We have fed up to 40-50% of my country into these losers with stupid ideas, these clowns, these fuck-ups. We have fed so many kids into these fuck-ups, and now these kids are looking to me for an answer, and I'm the businessman. I gotta fucking provide an answer to these kids. But their entire world was fucked top to bottom by screw-ups around them, by worthless losers who don't even know basic math. These clowns, these liars, these scumbags who lied to these children, pretending to be therapists, pretending to be a psychiatrist, pretending to understand what was happening when consciousness is expansive and escaping us. It's no joke. It's no joke to respect consciousness, to respect the human being in front of you. It's no joke. The shrinks, the doctors, these piece of shit wannabes with their fucking debt, burning kids. They're burning children today. We talk about many situations, but it's happening today in my family today. When you understand the nonsense of their medicine and you start to call it out and you start to say things like, why are you poisoning everyone? Why do you gotta hijack development of a fucking 10-year-old? America is an absolute shithole of overprescription. Everyone is drugged, and it's hard to find a 20-year-old who isn't so befuddled by all the nonsense going on around them that they fucking even talk to you. America is absolutely a consumerist shithole, and the consumption is ultimately peace. They food or whatever it is, you're trying to find peace. And let me tell you what, the drugs will give you the peace now. America's really bad. Really, 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 really bad. America is leading nothing. America is leading nothing. It is so biblical. The first shall be last. I'm an American. I'm Midwest. I want these people to do better, but I'm not going to sugarcoat telling them what better looks like, what it needs to always be. You don't ever take from a young life. And this entire paradigm around America right now, we can't even keep our government in control. And the thing is, I don't have any faith overhead. So helping anybody else is very hard because I don't have any faith overhead anymore in America. This country is a pile of shit. It's a pile of shit. We've got Biden, the fucking war criminal, the fucking many years war criminal. We've got Trump, the war criminal. We are an empire of war criminals, and for the last 30 years, every president has been a war criminal. Every president for the last 30 years has been a war criminal. Like, do they think that the record is not real? Do you think they can like blow up innocent families and no one will ever remember? These records are real, and they're not just in the Western sphere, they're spreading around the Eastern. They understand that the terrible things that our country has done, the absolutely murderous bullshit narrative that any of us should help America to survive. I'm an American, right? I have no real reason to ever support any person I've ever met in America. I have literally no reason to be a friend to any person I have ever met in America. Literally no one has done anything but self service in my presence. The Western society is dying. The burden is spreading. Don't get lost in the narrative of Berlusconi. Don't get lost too far back. World War II, that's and the Italians, I'm Italian and as my family's been Italian, that all my stupid sisters want to believe they know how politics work, but they're the worst. They're the absolute worst. They're like traitorous. They're the own family. They're like absolute shit in every regard. Okay. So let me put this on the Italian base being like rotten and trashy. Like the whole Italian base has been nothing but rot for me as a human being. I never developed anything but abuse from it, and it never tried to support me. It sabotaged me many times already. And at this point in my life, I just want to disappear from it. I really want to escape it. Okay? They're really monsters. Um, Point is authority. Political authority abuses it. And when you combine political authority of like a cultural sense with a moment of let's just pretend women are like super abused and everything's gone against them, so let's give them everything and many things pile together and suddenly junkies fucked up my life. Absolute junkies. People who were junkies long before it happened, like 10 years before it happened, they were obvious junkies. Fucked with my life. People around me who had like drug addict addictions, and so you try to talk like principles. I can talk to you about principles. I can talk to the Twitch space about principles, whatever, anybody's space about principles. Junkies need drugs. Junkies need $10 today. That's their entire life. That's their entire character. And if you have worthless parents, they might feed junkies into a raging problem, pretending like that's actually life. That's what they chose. I had to escape all my family. And I'm on my way there. I mean, and it's not everybody's not that bad, but no, I the well, it's financial. At the same time, while so many people are so miserable, like that they hate me because I'm not miserable. That's the worst part because they're and I'm not a person to project. You know what I mean? Like I'm a sly guy. I've been traveling the world. I'm not somebody who's pushing opulence, but just being healthy is too much for them and their response to me is like abuse. So, anyways, um I appreciate your inquiry, and sharing information. So, I'm going to get back into Hades and I I love my family, right? I love them. I love them as people. After 15 years of them encouraging an absolute junkie to ruin my life, I told him to fuck off. That happened last year. Oh, it's not fun. Dude, it's not fun. It wasn't fun. I hate every fucking it's never supposed to be a part of. what's going on? I lived my entire life expecting family to one day show up. They just never cared to show up. And eventually I was 40 years old and I said, why is my life falling apart? And you guys all live your lives. They're all content. They never do anything except for themselves. It's all right.
Thank you for this.
I mean, I can't really make it any different, can I? I will finish this room and I will check out what you said, Buffas. Yeah, well, and Buffas, my parents and everybody around them will live their lives. We were having a conversation here on Twitch. So maturely, like, owning our space. We should share our truths on all these things. But yeah, no, misery is tragedy, right? And it spreads tragedy. And it has happened in my family, mostly self inflicted. And I'm not letting them pull that onto me. So that's where I'm at. Anyways, let me get a moment's peace here. What's happening here? Come on. Not seeing any levels. Audio. There it is. All right. Appreciate you. Thank you for showing up, Befas. And find the space where you have the best experience for sure. Um, and I do the same thing, right? Like I'm in many other streamer spaces, and I'll be there when I'm out of here. And I only stream every now and then. It's really an accountability thing that I want to create because when I'm talking in other streamer spaces, I want them to be able to like go follow my name and see at least some basic representation of who I am. So I appreciate your questions. I appreciate your presence, and I understand that you should find your peace. Your goal should be peace as much as my goal is peace, and I create this for my own peace, and I hope it I hope it helps people to understand me. Um, I appreciate everybody who shows up. Bethas, you're a good dude, and God bless you. Live that life, find your peace, and help people. I don't doesn't need to be here or anybody I know. I just I yeah, rock on, buddy. God bless. Oh yeah, mutual dignity is the way to live. No judgment, and you brought words. Oh, it's so respectable. Most people don't provide entry, and questions are always welcome, especially challenges. Because I'm a challenger.
It is as the king said. We will not leave Elysium except through us.
Whoa. I'll take it.
That ought to make Theseus shut it for a bit. Fine. Showed them who's boss, didn't we, Shade?
Cerberus is patiently at work instead of resting here.
Cut through Elysium. Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Good to have company. I'm glad Buff showed up because the stuff gets awkward doing it by yourself. No. I wonder if the kids saw me, what they would think. Because I care so much about those kids.
Should be something useful here.
Hmm.
Goddess Athena. Olympus, I accept this message. How about some other boons instead? Aphrodite will
Damn. Take that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Athena. Showing up. Showing up. We don't have to get bonus damage. People
should be able to get back through.
always trying to negotiate a different path. Face it. In life, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not for like complacence or anything, but complaining is not an actual approach. It's not gonna survive, you know, around people like serious people.
No. I can do this. There it is already. Olympus, I accept this message. Satyr sack for one good boy. Just what I need.
The fearsome Cerberus accepts the satyr sack.
Ultimately true. You know how to navigate the world you run into, because there's always a guard. It seems like it's not, but
Father.
yeah.
I must admit to something, boy. Achilles taught you reasonably well.
Though you didn't expect that one day I would end up using everything I learned from him against you.
I anticipate more than you know. But Achilles merely practiced against mortals. Now you practice against me.
Only my dad had been inspirational past fourth grade. It was before that, to be honest. He doesn't want to understand it, and I never try to tell it to him. But ultimately, he didn't set any barometer.
Your mother already begins to call
Yeah, referencing my mom is more fruitful. She was actually there. My dad still isn't anywhere. He's living his own life. He earned his escape from responsibility, I guess, is how he wants it to be. Whatever that means to a living young son. You're letting your ruthless, wannabe, fucking bitch daughters harass for decades.
Quit with this, Father.
At a time when people want to support that, I've just faced a congruence of ridiculous challenges. And my awful siblings never had the first shred of character.
Not finished then? Let's go.
Oh, he's gonna kill me.
How arrogant of you to think you are superior to me.
Got me again, damn it.
Good example. Our broken empire contains us. All these worthless adults.
Oh, wow, thanks.
They're all
This is
worthless.
nice of you.
They're not anything. And young people should be angry.
They won't catch me sleeping on the...
They should be understanding this game was made to speak to a person like me,
You wouldn't happen to have run.
Not really, because
where we don't even expect to ever escape the monsters that bore us.
outside, so I'm
They're just monsters. They're just monsters. We don't owe them the barest kindness. We don't owe them anything but just justice. They think they know the game. Like they can take us and make us into their slaves.
I think so. I hope so.
They're trying.
That pact of punishment.
I'll fight my way out of
You are delusional.
They're delusional. It's never gonna work. I've waited a long time. And I'll keep waiting.
So if there's anything that I can do for you, Nix, you need but ask, all right?
Your services were always welcome here.
Thank you, my friend.
Say, Orpheus.
Hmm.
Eurydice.
I owe my everything to my Eurydice. She offered many of my songs indeed, and she inspired many, many more. Whilst living, we collaborated frequently, you see.
No, well.
But weren't you the famous one? I don't understand why she doesn't share your renown.
It is but one of life's injustices, I fear. I always sang her praises every chance I had, and she asserted herself splendidly. Yet even still, our listeners believed our songs, they came from me. What else could I have done?
You could have broken that which received, that which they arrogantly reassigned. You burn, you attack the failures of reception. You absolutely destroy and burn every fucking inception of idea among those people.
I don't exactly know the ways of mortals, mate, but I'm pleased to hear you always give me credit.
I know no other way, my friend.
We, among my camp, guys, life is negotiable to a large extent, and you've got to have an attitude. You've got to figure out your way to build your attitude. And you can imagine yourself to be downtrodden or uptrodden. You can truly, you have a large power there. And you don't have to actually win everything, but I tell you what, I'm tired of whiners. Like, writ large. Totally tired of whiners. Anyways, Hades is a bullshit game I'm burning time with, waiting for actual adults to ever show up. We can talk all ideas. Everybody can reach out to me. I've been here. I push around people in other people's spaces too. I've got losers. I've got an army of losers fucking trailing me now. They suck, right? They're scummy. Scummy fucking failures. Like acting like I owe them something when I paid to show up. Like truly scummy people. I'm really looking forward to running them in person. I have a personal fetish with kicking ass. See you guys soon. And all of you, be good. Or one day, find me. Anyways, God bless. And, let's see if I can figure out how to even, at this point, turn it off. I don't know how to stop streaming now.